Hey there, it's me, Austin. It's a brand new year, and I pretty much didn't post anything for, I think, the entire year of 2023, so figured what better time to start posting videos than at the start of 2024. In today's video, I just want to go over my New Year's resolutions for 2024. This year, I have a total of 5 New Year's art resolutions that are meant to sort of change my approach to art, build healthier habits, and sort of set me up for success in the long run. Hopefully, some of these ideas can inspire you for your New Year's resolutions. For the first resolution of 2024, I have maintain healthy art habits. In today's age of social media, when cat memes are easily at your fingertips, it can be hard to find the time in your busy day to draw at all, and I get that. It's also just as easy to feel like you need to be doing more when you see other artists doing things online that you just wish you could be doing or feel like you should already be able to do. So this year, I still want to draw every day, but the focus is just to commit to 15 minutes a day. In my experience, what typically happens is you usually end up drawing a lot more than that. Because you'll either lose track of time or you'll get really into it, or maybe something starts looking really good and you just want to keep working on it. But at the bare minimum, if I can just hit at least 15 minutes, then I can consider that a job well done. What I would do before is come home after work, do my couple things around the house or whatever I needed to get done that day. And then once I could sit down and draw, I'd try to come up with an entire character concept, draw it all in one night, so it'd be ready for Instagram the next day. Eventually, I broke this up into 2 days where I'd start the line art one day and then do the color the next day. But even that's a lot to keep up with. And that's mostly out of habit, trying to feed the Instagram beast enough content to maybe make it happy enough to show my post to more than like 15 people. If this sounds like you at all, I'd probably just suggest you find another strategy, as it's not really a good long-term plan for most people. Ultimately, all I want to do is make good art and improve. And most of that time spent doing the full rendering, especially towards the end, isn't the areas that most artists need to focus on. A lot of artists need to focus on that underlying structure more, which we often skip just because we want to get in and start creating our favorite characters from the latest anime or movies that inspire us. Which leads me to my next New Year's resolution, which is to focus on the fundamentals. It's so easy, especially as time goes on, and the more you draw, to think you're past working on things like fundamentals, but it's just not true, and it might not ever be true. As I've started drawing again, I've mostly just been doing sketches. I'm even bouncing around the idea of not using any color at all for the whole year of 2024. By focusing on things like form, shape, anatomy, getting more confident lines, and other fundamentals, you give yourself the foundation you need to bring your ideas to life. One recent book that I found that has some amazing breakdowns of anatomy and figure drawing is by an artist that goes by Taco1704 on Instagram. Some of you may have seen their tips or maybe following them already on there, but I just love how the books break down the different parts of the body and they do it in a stylized way. I'll be sure to link the ones that I got in the description. One of the best things I've started doing over the past year was getting into a regular exercise routine. As artists, we often find ourselves sitting at our desk for long periods of time. And if you have an office job like me, that can mean even more hours of sitting at a desk. It may not seem important or related now, especially to you younger artists, but maintaining good health is crucial to a long art career. Health is super important, and it's something that's easy to neglect if you try to do too many things like I was. I notice a big difference in my motivation to draw and my overall energy levels when I'm exercising compared to when I'm not. Right now, I've been trying to do 2 to 3 workouts a week. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, as long as you're getting active. I like to find other fun activities to do as well, like playing basketball, doing yard work, if you consider that fun like me. I don't know, I'm weird like that, or anything else that makes you break a sweat. The important thing is to get active. I'd suggest starting small and committing to something like 20-minute workouts so it doesn't seem as daunting when you're first starting out. For my number 4 New Year's resolution, I have fill up a sketchbook. When I first started doing digital art almost 4 years ago, I feel like I haven't picked up a pencil and drawn in a regular sketchbook since, which in my opinion isn't necessarily the best practice for a couple reasons. First, by using a sketchbook, there's less pressure to go for a fully rendered piece and instead just doing more sketches and moving on. The fact that you can't just undo a line forces you to recognize your mistake, correct it, and move on to the next iteration. Another benefit of using a sketchbook is that it makes it easier to look back at your progress, which is often the motivation we need as artists. With digital art, you usually have a bunch of drawings all in different files with different layers in those files, and there's really no clear story of the progress you've made. Whereas with a sketchbook, there's a clear beginning, middle, and end that shows your progression. And it can be fun to look back at these ideas and inspire new ideas in the future that you want to try and revisit and expand on. One more benefit to sketchbooks is they're always ready to go. There's no charging, no cables, no real accessories needed besides a pencil. This is gonna sound dumb and probably is only a me issue, but there's a lot of times where I wanna go draw and my iPad isn't charged, so I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go do something else now. So yeah, I'm gonna try to fill up at least one sketchbook, and depending on how much drawing I get done this year, maybe I'll do more. My 5th resolution for 2024 is to create 1 video a month for YouTube. I really enjoy the process of making videos for YouTube, and the hardest part for me, and I'm sure many other people on here, is just coming up with ideas for videos. Once I have an idea, I like the process of actually just recording and editing a video together. I even made a couple fun travel videos of my wife and I's vacation just to make a video and practice my video editing. So if you have any ideas for videos you'd like to see me do on here, just let me know. I feel weird doing art tutorial style videos sometimes because I'm still very much learning how to do things myself, but if there's anything you see me do in my videos or on my Instagram and you're curious how, let me know and maybe I'll turn it into a video. As I do come across any helpful tips, I'll be sure to share them on here. I also have a pretty nice setup to make videos right now, so I think that'll help me produce more as well. I went through a lot in 2023, so it was really a year for learning how to take care of myself and letting myself take a step back and live life more, which is why a lot of my goals are around setting a healthy pace for myself and not pushing to the point of burnout. If you're an artist or you're starting your art journey, or if you can relate at all to the things that I've said, I encourage you to set some healthy boundaries for yourself as well. Art is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to pace yourself if you want to be able to continue to create art and not hit a wall. By pursuing things like gaining followers, we can easily lose track of why we started creating in the first place. As artists, we're always going to have that need to create, and it never goes away. But we also need to feed that part of ourselves that caused you to want to draw in the first place. For me, it was coming home and watching Toonami and just waiting for that Dragon Ball Z time slot to hit. Even now, when I watch anime, it brings me back and fills me with those same feelings again and fuels the fire to create. But anyways, yeah, that's all I really have for this video, guys. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of my art. I've also been streaming on Twitch more, so follow me at Nouveau Draws on there. I like to play a lot of survival games and RPGs, so it's always a lot of fun on there. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.